Hey team, no St. Patrick's Day outfit today. I'm just in my regular work clothes. Side note, while we wait for everybody, I'm super thankful for the type of work that I get to do and be a part of. Hopefully you're thankful. If you're revisiting today from yesterday, promise, pinky swear, we're not doing any legs. We're just gonna work on our core, get a little bit of sweat going. While we're waiting to see if some people join in, I need you to grab something that you can move with one hand. Any object with a handle, or something you can kind of get your hand around. If you want to add a little weight, I would just recommend don't choose anything that weighs more than 20 pounds. And you want it to be kind of, in this size or smaller, think here. This is going to be dragging around on the floor. So no small children, dogs, or cats. That's those bad ideas. Okay, so hopefully you're ready to rock. You got some space. I'll put on some tunes when we start the workout. You have some type of object that you can drag around with one hand. Before we get started warming up, I'll just let you know that our brain focus for today is learning how to sit with your feelings, physical and emotional. I don't know about you guys, but I am totally fine being uncomfortable with physical pain. But as soon as I have to deal with that emotional stuff, it's a little more tricky. So hopefully something we talk about today or something we do can push you towards a better version of yourself in one of or both of those areas, really. So let's go ahead and get started. And while we're doing our warm up, think about how you do or do not sit with your feelings in a physical or emotional way. When we talk about warm up, we're just going to start with our joints. So if you're out of breath in this first part, you're doing it too fast. So go ahead. You're going to swing your arms 10 times side to side. Don't let me count. I can't do it. So keep track of your own 10. Once you do side to side, you're going to go ahead and go up and down. Try to really open up your shoulders. Get that blood flowing. Then we want to do the same thing with our legs. So we want to get some blood flowing to the hips. I have to hold on to something. I don't care how fit I am. I will fall over if I try to do this without a wall. You could also use a chair or whatever's near you, maybe a human. But you're going to swing your leg 10 times forward and back. And 10 times side to side. Go ahead and do that on your other leg. Hey, I see I got some of my DFC friends here. Great to see you guys. If you're just joining in, make sure you grab an object you can hold, move with one hand. I have a special themed object for today. Disinfectant wipes. Try to keep it light during these interesting times. After you've warmed up your hips, we're actually going to go through the moves of the workout for our warm-up. I typed them in the description. We have them here. I'm going to go over them all. We will be doing a 5-minute plank. Don't let the time scare you. I have strategies. Those strategies are different styles of planks. So we're going to go ahead and practice them right now. The first one's a traditional plank. So straight arms, straight back, make yourself like a table. The next one is a forearm plank. So you can drop down to your forearms. Okay? And I should say when you get tired, there's going to be a point where you need to rest. We have two options for rest. You can drop to your knees in that plank, so supported, or you can go from a regular plank to a downward dog position for a quick rest. The other two versions are the side planks. Let me just move the camera a little so you can see better. For your side plank, you really want to make sure your shoulder is in line with your hip. So you can do that with straight legs and just squeeze up towards the ceiling and forward, or you can bend to your bottom knee and do the same thing. I know it's kind of hard to see because somehow I'm matching my mat, but those are your options. So during the workout, you're gonna switch between whatever one of those works for you. The next thing that we're going to do in our workout is our object drag. So make sure you get your object. You're going to go to the top of your plank and you're just going to drag it from one side to the other. So go ahead and try a couple of these just to warm up. One key, you definitely want to squeeze your glutes. If you find you're rocking a lot, you're not using your core. So squeeze everything tight and try to stay as still as possible while you move. Okay, the next move we're going to practice before we actually get into the workout is leg lifts. So here we want to work on this bottom part of our abdomen, our hip flexors. So you're going to lay down, support your back, and lift your legs up and then down. If you get tired of those, go ahead and bend the knee. Take a little of that weight off, okay? Try a couple, get nice and warmed up. Then we'll talk about our last move, which is hip bridges. We want to work on the other side of our core, that lower back and glute area. Hip bridges look creepy, but they're really great for you and you should do them anyways. So what you want to do is just squeeze all of the magnificent power in your glutes by putting your feet hip width apart, driving your heels down into the floor, and pushing up towards the ceiling. Okay, if you do these a lot and they're too easy, you can make it a little more difficult by adding some height. So grab a chair, get a nice 90-degree angle, same thing, drive your heels, squeeze towards the ceiling, and you get a little bit more range of motion. So big deep breaths. Go ahead and type in if you have any questions about the moves or how this is going to work. Basically, we are gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. You are planking the entire 5 minutes. For me, that's an impossible task. So you'll see I'll switch from one type of plank over to my side. I'll probably grunt and make some noises. I won't swear though, because this is a safe and supportive place. All jokes aside, ROCovery is not just about fitness, it's about creating community. So I won't swear. But if you do, I won't know about it, so that's on you. When we're done with our 5-minute plank, you're going to have lots of opportunity to sit with your feelings. So during that time, I really want you to think, like, what am I feeling? Where is it? And don't avoid it. You can roll to your side. You can switch your plank position, but don't quit. Sit with those feelings. Then we give you a minute rest, which is fantastic. We're going to take deep breaths. Then we can feel those feelings. And then I'm going to set another 5-minute timer. This time we're going to do those pull-throughs. Me and my disinfectant, we're going to clean up. Leg lifts and hip bridges in groups of 10. So some of us might just do each of them once. Or some of you powerhouses out there might zoom through them. Okay? Questions? All right. I'm going to go ahead and get the music going. That good? Works for me. All right, get ready for your plank position. All right, we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, plank. I'm not going to tell you how much time it's been because you just don't want to know. But remember, just switch it up and stay with those feelings. Don't give up.
One time for my deuce, one time for my pops. Free twink, rest in peace, T, the ops. One time for little CJ, one time for little Rock. 50 rounds in that top. Mood. One time for Wando, we did that BNKY. Play with me, it's going down. One time for Young Jock. One time for cocaine cash off top. One time for them, we got coming by the flock. One time for a real nigga, league hustle. And league a bullshit, you a fool, you think league tussle. My running back come from Cali and make peas for them. Think I work at McDonald's, I make that cheese double. Think I'm making Big Macs, I let that bread triple. I got a Big Mac, that's a shred. Saying my name, better stop while you ahead, for they look for your body and find.
Stick with it. We're more than a minute in.
If I can't get the head with it, you see the trouble, you talking to the breadwinner. Little hungry, so I can't stand. Like I ain't playing parents role when I feel. Like little nigga, I can do that with no effort. You know I do that with no effort. I can do it with no effort. Shout out to my cause they grind for them to shine. Shoes blood, red bottom like they ride under the fire. And grind with my we at B-Quay Hoyer. Hey, but ain't never been off US soil. This morning I started off my day.
Big deep breath. Sit with those feelings.
So while she's sitting on my lap, let that chop clap and get head off his neck. Was you watching the news? You saw them indictments. Okay, so you know I'm staying facts. Last we was beefing with, and I can't even think of what cemetery them niggas at. It'll come to me later, it's on the tip of my tongue. I meet gangsters, Crips, Lords, and Bloods. I meet plugs, talk over dinner about funds. Only thing you meet is the requirements for a crumb. Y'all ain't got no. These times don't around with hobos. And still don't wanna go that long as a pogo in Chicago and Soho. And feel like I'm Roro. I can get you knocked off with no effort. The clip hanging out tonight like it ain't no telling. Girl say when she with me, she gets so wetter. Say she like to throw that on the low catcher. All black and it's late night. Assault rifle the state knife. Big 40 up, but the doc think it was a great white. Red bottoms on my feet like my shoes got brake light. Her and drop her off, no time for no date nights. Like little baby, I can do that with no effort. You know I do that with no effort. Watch
Whose idea was this? Why do you let me teach you things? seconds. That's all we got. Come on, we can do it. One minute. That's it. Yay, 30 seconds. We're almost there. Think happy thoughts. Hold your breath. Do what you gotta do. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hopefully, you were able to sit with those feelings. I don't know about you, but for me, it was the emotional ones that were hard. No surprise. Deal with the pain of the plank, which there was pain, but I was worried about how much you guys hated me for putting you through that. But I don't have much time because in 30 seconds, we're gonna do part 2. So We're gonna do 10 object switches, 10 leg lifts, and then as soon as you finish those hip bridges, you're gonna go right back to the object switches at whatever speed works for you. So we have about 10 seconds. Go ahead, take some big deep breaths. Okay, we're gonna start in 5 seconds. And go, 10 object switches. And 10 leg lifts. Go ahead and flip over. And go ahead and 10 bridges. Remember, you can do them on the ground or you can put your feet up. Once you're done, go ahead back to those object switches. Almost done. 10 leg lifts. Yeah. 90 seconds. I think. I don't know, I'm kind of bad at math. Could be wrong. Big deep breath and back to the objects. Okay, this time it really is 90 seconds. Sit with those feelings. Stick with it, almost done. Keep going, keep going. Don't quit even if you know you won't finish a round. Stick with it. big deep breaths. Drink water, PSA, COVID-19, do fitness, stay hydrated, use disinfectant, stay positive. And before we stretch, 1, thank you. 2, our focus for today is sitting with feelings. I'm going to ask you how you do that. Genuine question, because that's something I personally struggle with. Like I shared in the beginning, if you were here. Physical feelings, bring on the pain. I like it. Emotional feelings, not so much. And that happened for me during the workout. The plank was fine. I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't say. It was manageable. I could feel like the tension in my shoulders and obviously my core activating, my legs, a little shaky. But the real hard part was in my head. I'm used to working out with people, so I get their feedback. So sitting with that feeling of wondering if you all out there were having fun or enjoying the process. I don't need you to tell me that you are. I'm just saying, like, that was an emotion that I had to sit through because I was stuck in the plank. You know, I couldn't distract myself with a conversation or a joke or, you know, looking at my phone. So while we're stretching, I'm going to encourage you to think of times that you've sat through feelings, whether physical or emotional, and then just share out so we can discuss a little bit at the end how you do that in your daily life. So the first pose that we're going to do to kind of stretch out after that workout is for our hip flexors. So the opposite of the leg lifts, we want to turn around and flip onto our bellies. Let me grab a timer. And from here, you can pull your elbows in under your shoulders and push up and push those toe tips right into the floor. Or if that's not enough of a stretch, you can pull your hands under your shoulders and push up. Same thing, push those toe tips into the floor. And then just go ahead and hold that. Big deep breaths. If you want, you can kick your head back. And again, think about sitting with feelings. One more big deep breath and then release. We're going to come to child's pose. So you want your toes together. You're going to sit right down on top of them. You're going to put your hands out in front of you and use them to kind of push yourself down onto your feet. Eventually, your hips will rise. That's okay. Just stay down as long as you can and relax. Big deep breaths. While you're here, go ahead and reach your hands down your back. Push your elbow down into the mat. If you want, twist a little to the side. Twist to the other side. And release. All right. So, if you don't mind, maybe leave a comment about what it means for you to sit with the feeling. Like what does that look like? How do you do it? How do you get through the process? Whether it's a physical feeling or an emotional feeling, what helps you get to the other side of it without avoiding it or pushing it out of your conscious awareness? What are those strategies you use in your daily lives? Hopefully you enjoyed your time with your body and working out, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I won't be here at 3 though because we do have an online meeting, so the time will be changed. We'll post it on the ROCovery Facebook. Thanks again.